Hey everyone, Papercut here with a casted game. We have ranked opponent on the Malians versus Liquid Demu. Now, those of you who don't know, ranked opponent, well, there are many people who change the name to ranked opponent to be silly, but this particular ranked opponent is Kiljardi. From Finland, he is a top player. I guess you could call him a semi-pro. I say semi because I think he still actually has, a normal job. But he does play a lot, and he goes to a lot of the tournaments, and he's usually, top 15. And then Liquid Demu, who is another AOE 4 pro, and he is playing House of Lancaster. Now, this is an interesting matchup, mostly because Malian is one of the least played civs, and I think with the Pro Scouts meta, it was very good, but even then, there are civs that were considered better with Pro Scouts, and so you just didn't see people play them very much. And I think it's just always interesting to cast a Malian game because since they're so underplayed, it's always interesting to see how the top players play them. Liquid Demu loves to play Lancaster. When I catch his streams, he's often playing Lancaster, or at least it's part of his regular civ rotation. And it's interesting to see how he's going to play this. So as we see, a lot of top players against Malians are going to open barracks. Now, why is that? Malians are all about being as greedy as possible, booming as much as you can boom, and then using your passive eco. You get passive gold from pit mines, you get passive food from cows, and you want to get that passive income to then boost your eco, and then you just spam a crazy amount of units. Now, what's interesting is that House of Lancaster also gets passive income through the manors. They get passive wood and food through the manors. Yet you don't see Demu going, okay, if I make manors, I'll outboom Malians, right? That's not under his calculus. Instead, he says, I can't let Kiljardi boom for free. I have to go and put pressure on him immediately and make him respond, either by messing up his age up in some way or by making him make units himself. It looks like Kiljardi is just not going to make any units. Sometimes you will see Malians just make their own barracks and fight, which I'm actually kind of for. The reason I think that's good is because the Donzo with its throwable spear allows him to get extra damage onto the opponent's spears, and so as your numbers build, your Donzos just have a natural advantage, in my opinion. Now, the other way to view it is you can go to feudal and drop down the Malian landmark to toll outpost, which does defend it, though you don't want to do that because you're losing the passive income that you get from the other Malian feudal landmark. The other option is just to go feudal like normal and then go archers and push him back. But the problem is, if you lose this pit mine before you age up, that's going to cost you a lot. The pit mine is 150 wood, and you're losing all the passive income it would be creating, the passive gold, after it's destroyed. Demu, on the other hand, can kill this and then also just start burning houses. So Demu's at 6 spears at this point. That's going to be a really nice burn speed. Kiljardi just has started the Manticore on 7. He's really trying to rush it. He hasn't sent a Vil out to repair it yet. He also has no wood to repair with, and looks like he's just going to throw this pit mine away. And there's a good chance he loses basically every house that is not protected, which is only this house. So far, this investment, it seems like it's paying off for Demu. Now, you might say, okay, he spent 150 on a barracks. He then bought 6 spears, each at 80 resources. He invested a lot of resources, right? That's a huge investment. But now, every gold that Kiljardi would be getting is now gone. And as he burns down these houses, that's 25 wood each. So those 6 spears feel like a really good investment, because once Kiljardi starts making archers, he can just run away, and now he has 6 spears to defend. On Demu's side, his macro is really tight, and he's about to go to castle himself. Look at this. He's hitting 400 food, 200 gold base at the same time. That just shows what top player macro... Sorry for blowing the mic there. That shows what top player macro really looks like. Because I know if I would have done this, I would have like 600 food. I'm still trying to get my gold to age up. So he's aging up with 5. He's trying to get his age up quick too. What he doesn't want, which can happen in a scenario like this, is Kiljardi could make archers push back and shoot him off gold. So he doesn't want that. He's rushing up the Lancaster castle, and his spears are still sitting here. Now with 6 spears, yes, archers counter spears, but the archer can't push out against the spears until he has, 3-4 archers himself. So Demu feels fine sitting here burning these houses down and then running away once he burns them all down. Kiljardi has to do what no Malian player wants to do, is build houses away from a gold mine just to make sure he doesn't get pop capped. First archer is almost out of the way. And I think Demu's gonna get all of these houses. That's insane value. 150, that's 175, 200, 225, 250. And see, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, he can just sit here and burn this baby down. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Now, on the back end, we see Demu now macroing for the manors. He has 5 on stone, 7 on food. Wood. Let's actually put that. I like having the numbers. I know the per minute's nice, but I like having the numbers mostly because I like seeing how they're macroing. And then we can check the resources per minute later. With 2 archers, Demu now leaves the scene because he's burned down all the houses. And now, painfully, Kiljardi has to reinvest all this wood to get the pit mine up in all of these houses. Now he's going to push across, though, and the question becomes twofold. One, does Kiljardi just go right back into booming? Is he, once he gets his pit mine back up, is he going to go into like a second pit mine and cows? Is he going to do pro scouts? Is he going to fast castle? Like, what's his plan here? Demu, same thing here. How greedy is he going to be? Oh, wow. Wow. So here's what Demu did. Wow, I'm a reaction stream. I'm a reaction YouTuber. He sat in the stealth forest, and when Kiljardi walked into the stealth forest, he turned around and killed the archers. That was crazy. That's crazy stuff. How many manors is Demu gonna go for? How greedy is he gonna be? It's funny because both of these sims play a style which is I want to be as greedy as possible without dying, and then use that greed to spam units. For Malians, it's the cow boom. For House of Lancaster, it's the manor. So is Demu going to do like a 3 manor push? Is he going to do a 6 manor push? 6 manor castle? 9 manors? Who knows? We will see. 7 on gold tells me he's trying to get to the 6 manors at least. Or castle after this. So this might be 3 manor castle, or this might be 3 manor. Yep, it's 3 manor castle. How do I know? So he's jumping to 3 manors, and then he pulled all of his villas off of wood. Now here's the thing. With 3 manors, you don't really need to be on wood anymore if you want to go castle. It's crazy, right? He has enough passive wood generation to keep making houses and add production slowly without needing to be on wood. So he does not need to be on wood anymore. He's just going to go castle. Now, what's the plan in castle? I could see Hoblars, and look what Kiljardi's doing. So the interesting thing about the spearman spam is that it has kept Kiljardi in his base. Finally, he has killed the spears. Kiljardi is now has made 1 javelin, and in Kiljardi's mind, he might be thinking, oh, he might be 3 manor attacking me. I have to make some units. Because he hasn't scouted. He's chasing Demu's scout away. He's getting up his second pet mine, which is good. And he's going for pro scouts. This is actually perfect for Demu, in my opinion. This is perfect for Demu. So what Demu's going to do probably, he's going to go castle, and I could see Hoblar spam. I could see Knight spam. And if Kiljardi is too busy getting deer, he will be too far behind and just get raided to death. Ooh, the Demi-Lancer spam. This is one of the fun things that House of Lancaster gets to do. They can summon these Demi-Lancers, and they get the amount is dependent. They get 2 + 1 for every manor. And so he has 5. And here's what the Demi-Lancers are great for. They're great for just raiding and slowing down your opponent from being able to attack you. Because here's the thing, Demi-Lancer's attack is actually pretty low. All they do is 8 damage. But their lance does 12, so they're really good for charging and getting off a charge attack, and then just being annoying and preventing you from walking out and pushing the Lancaster player. So now, Kiljardi has to go spears. And this is the thing, when playing against House of Lancaster, I forget to make spears sometimes when I do these mass range comps. And it's like, yes, you could kill the Demi-Lancers eventually with your range mass, but it takes so long. So now you need to make spears, and look how Kiljardi's just still stuck in his base completely. He also wants to be pro scouting, but he only has 2 scouts, which are both fighting the Demi-Lancers right now. He does get a Vil kill with those Demi-Lancers. That's huge. And right now, this is really playing into Demu's plan here. He has been able to get 3 manors. He's been able to raid with the Demi-Lancers to buy time. He has made no units since the 6 spears. It's an all eco. And now he's doing White Tower, which kind of surprises me. He had so much space. I thought he was going to go King's College and just King's College into the Hoblar upgrade and do Hoblar spam. Or he could do the Knight upgrade and get really good Knights. So without doing the King's College, which is one of the castle upgrades for House of Lancaster, he's missing on a lot of really good upgrades, which is why it's surprising me he's doing that. Now he's using the Demi-Lancers to burn the pit mine. That's huge. Because here's the thing. White Tower is great. It makes it so he can't be raided. It protects these berries, and the rest of this gold. And also protects his manors. But it's not like he's about to be attacked here. It's not like Kiljardi has, 20 military on his doorstep. It feels like he's missing on a lot of potential from doing that. Now, he does get 3 Earl's Guard for free. those Earl Guard damage is boosted for every keep that they have, so he might just be doing pure Earl's Guard. Okay, so he's making more Earl's Guard from his barracks. Now he's going for relics. He's gonna grab relics and do Earl Guard spam, which will work at first, but here's the thing, all Kiljardi has to do is make a lot of Musafati, which he's gonna do. That's the unique thing about Malians, is that they truly have a counter for everything you want to do in castle. They can fight in castle for a surprisingly long amount of time as feudal, but he needs to get out these Musafati quick. And he's dropping 3 barracks to do that, because the Musafati do counter the Earl's Guard, but not 1 for 1. Now the deer are coming in, and once he gets the deer in, Kiljardi can rush castle. It's not a castle rush anymore, you know what I mean? What I mean by that more so is, once he gets up, he can then go for castle. Okay, so this is an interesting use of macro, right? Like, I think this is really cool to see how the pros maximize their macro. Now that he has gotten some Earl's Guard in the field, he's gotten the White Tower for protection. He has 3 manors, so he can make villagers consistently. He has pulled all his villas off wood, off food, and he's gone to pure wood, gold, and stone. Why is that? It's because he's trying to get these manors up as soon as possible. So if he went King's College, he's not as protected. He has to spam units more to stay safe. But with the White Tower to Demu, he can now go, okay, I'm super safe. My Earl's Guard are buying me time, and he's still making Earl's Guard, you know, 1 at a time here just to keep buying. He doesn't care about killing anything. He just wants to buy time. And with that time, he's rushing these manors. He's probably trying to rush all 9. So he just got the 6 manor upgrade. With 11 on gold, he's going to get the open field system here soon. I think he's just trying to get to 9 manors as soon as possible. So what he's done with his strategy is maximize his defensiveness and then maximize his boom. And after he gets the 9 manors up, then he can just spam units. Kiljardi with the pro scouts is going to get a lot of food under TC, but that's not the passive income that lasts all game. It's really nice for what it is, but it will run out. So he's not getting that passive food from the cow boom. Demu is getting passive resources that will last until these manors are killed. Now, 10 Musafati will do well against Earl's Guard, but he can't push under the White Tower. So that's where the White Tower comes in, right? Also, each of these manors will also shoot arrows, and the Malian units are not armor heavy, so they can't dive under these manors. So, Kiljardi really doesn't have a way to push. He's getting good unit numbers, but he can't do anything with them. Okay, now we're researching the 9 manors. Yep, Demu's just rushing the 9 manors. And this is the crazy with the passive income. He has no vills on food. Yet he has 225 food a minute. Which is allowing him to make an Earl's Guard and keep making vills. Okay, now he's going to put 6 vills on food. He hasn't needed to leave his base for food, keep in mind. Deer are untouched. The other deer, I think, have been taken by Kiljardi, or did he go to the deer? I think oh, they're up here. Oh, he did catch him getting the relic. Demu has no relics in, actually. This was the really far away relic that he was risking his monk for. Now, what can Kiljardi do? Kiljardi is now going to go castle. He's most likely going to do Farimba. Now, what he could do Grand Fulani and just add cows around it, which, I don't know if I'm him. I feel like you kind of have to do Grand Fulani. If you're going up against 9 manors, you can't sit here without your own cows, right? No, he's going to do Farimba. Now, here's the thing. He can still add cows, right? He can still make cattle ranches and get the passive food income, but he's not going to get it boosted. And I feel like as Malians, once again, Kiljardi's a much better player than me, but I feel like as Malians, if you're not getting that passive food with the passive gold, you're just going to get out-passive by 9 manors. So I just don't know if the Farimba is the best guess. If he was Farimbaing into like a really fast castle while Demu's still in feudal adding manors, sure. But Demu is safely in castle. He has a White Tower. Once the 9 manors are up, he can just spam an insane amount of units. He's getting yeomen for free right now. He's going to get 8 yeomen. He's got 17 free yeomen. You heard that right. He's got 17 free yeomen from the Lancaster castle. It's so ridiculous, man. No, they weren't free. He had to buy them, but it was like 1,000 resources for 17 yeomen, which is insane. Because a yeoman is 95 resources. So he got, oh man. House of Lancaster is a civ of all time. So he went poison jabs, which is in this situation feels really good. You know that Demu's going to want to do mass yeoman. That's just what House of Lancaster likes to do. The poison Manta Javelers means that even if he goes Earl's Guard, if he goes Knights, if he goes any other unit, they will still hold up because their poison damage does extra damage over time. So this is just makes it really safe to go Javelins, because of a fear of Malians is that if you stick with Javelins into Castle and your opponent starts making a lot of armored units, the Javelins won't do anything, and then as they mass archers, the Javelins will get worse and worse as well. So this means your Javelins will last longer. That's great. He can do a front line of Musafati, or he can switch into Sofa at some point. Sofa would actually be great here. Now, in response, Demu's, of course, is predicting the Sofa. He's already massing spears. The Billman upgrade will be great once he can get that. But what's crazy to me is this just feels like the... Okay, let's actually look at the resources per minute. So Demu's on similar vills. He has 9 manners. He is about... Actually, the resources are pretty good right now. Resources are pretty even. Let's see, 12... But here's the thing. These resources are going to be steady. Once Kiljardi runs out of deer, this will get bad for him. He has yet to add any cows, which I would like to see him start to add cows softly, though he's just making cows to eat, which could go for a while, for sure. Kiljardi basically has to do damage now. Before the deer run out, he needs to do some sort of damage. He can't attack this area. He could attack the right side, and he could try to keep him off resources on the right side, which is crazy because right now Demu is just on this gold. What Kiljardi needs to ask himself is, where is Demu getting gold? He has burned through this gold here. His other gold is all the way over here, and then he has 2 golds on the right. So if Kiljardi just looks at the map and reads the map right, he'll realize he has to be over here for gold. That's kind of like the one thing you can really do to stop Lancaster is, where's the gold? Where are they getting gold from? They're getting food and wood from their manors. Can I deny gold? Now, that doesn't mean you kill them if you deny gold, but at least you stop them from making gold units or from aging up, right? Because look at Demu's villager numbers right now. He has no vills on food. He's pure wood and gold. And with no vills on food, he has 500 food a minute from the manors, from the 9 manors. Now he's getting Billman, so Spearman will debuff units they attack. And this mass Spearman's really working. Here, because here's the thing. To really counter Spearman, what does Kiljardi want to make? Archers. Well, archers will just die to yeomen. He wants to keep these Javelineers out. So now he's adding Sofa, which is the right move. Now you might say, well, he has Spearman. Sofa do a surprisingly good amount of job against Spearman, because Sofa do extra damage against all infantry, right? So if he can get enough Sofa, this could work out really well for him, but this is really a micro battle here. You notice how much that Demu is using this movement speed of the yeoman to his advantage. It is really hard for Kiljardi to get shots on these yeomen because he's moving the yeoman back consistently. Now he is, look, he's really starting to work these yeoman numbers down. But these spearmen are actually just wrecking the Musafati, and the yeomen have also destroyed the Musafati. Now there's no more front line. So now Kiljardi's have to back up, and what sucks is retreating against House of Lancaster is not fun because the yeomen are super fast. Yeomen move 1.31. Javelins actually move at 1.38. Oh, I forgot that Javelins get movement speed with the Mance. Yes, I forgot the Javelineers get extra movement speed. So this is why this should... Wow, this is big brain, actually. This is really big brain. That the choice of going Mansa Javelineers by Kiljardi was actually insanely smart, because they're as fast as the yeomen, they counter the yeomen, and Demu can't make any other unit because if the poison will do its job. And now adding Sofa, this is actually looking pretty... This is a nice comp for Kiljardi. Once again, the issue being is, how is he gonna actually push? He's running out of deer. He's now going on to cows. And with the deer gone, that's a huge loss of food income. And so now this is actually gonna be a tight spot for Kiljardi's eco. Like, let's look at the eco numbers right now. He's getting doused. Food somewhat equal, 500 more for Demu, 500 more wood, 200 more gold. And that's because Demu is super heavy on food now. He might be considering going imp. He's burned through his berries. He's burning through the deer over here, which Kiljardi never grabbed the deer over here. That was a miss. If he grabbed the deer over here, Demu might be really struggling for food. So that was just a miss. Man, if Kiljardi grabbed the deer over here, this might be a really different game food-wise. because Demu's actually pretty starved for food. Yes, the manors provide him good food. You have to remember that Lancaster gets no other bonuses, eco bonuses, but these manors. So the manors are it. You can't just win pure manors. You need your fills on other food eco. And now you notice Kiljardi is struggling to continue to make units. He's at 500 food income a minute, while Demu's on 1,700. Oh, is he going? Where are these going? Where are they going? Ooh, if he finds the vills in the corner, man, that would be absolutely massive. Look at these Javeliers just duking it out with the Yeoman, no problem. Yo, 6 ranged armor gets you a lot, and Kiljardi has taken every sacred side in the back of this. That is one way to beat House of Lancaster. Oh, he's not checking the deer in the corner! But he is going to catch these vills. It's 8 vills. Only 5 vills can sit in this tower. So that is going to be vill kills. A lot of Sofa raids could be a great way for Kiljardi to get back in this game. Oh, here, the spears. He can fight the spears, maybe? He's trying to burn the tower down. He will get the tower down, but he can't kill the vills, and these vills in the corner continue to live. Kiljardi just, did he scout that? He never scouted the corner? That's why in my coaching, I always tell people, scout the entire map and the corners. Oh my God, he never scouted the corner, dear. Oh. But he brought the Manta Javeliers over. Now the spears can't sit here and fight. The Sofa are getting free reign. Demu is trying to quick wall to save his villagers. Oh, he catches the villagers running back. Oh, that was on 5 more villagers dead. This game starting to look really good for Kiljardi. Starting to look a lot better for Kiljardi. He has to back up now. So Demu now has to start adding crossbows, which is not what he really wants to add. Crossbows do well against Sofa, but crossbows is not the unit he really wants to use, because crossbows are even slower than Yeoman, so slowing down his overall army. He's now adding an Earl's Guard, which won't do well against the... Oh, the Sofa's going to find the vills. Sofa's going to find the vills. Oh, that's going to be a lot of potentially dead vills. Maybe? Only like 1 or 2. But still, this is a good disruption of the eco. Good disruption of the eco. Sorry, my wife just brought me a coffee, so that's life-saving for me. She just dropped off our baby at daycare. Okay, so Kiljardi, the Sofa raids were huge. He's now raiding on the opposite side to try to catch vills on the opposite side. Demu's not facing an issue where he is running out of food. He's now adding farms around the White Tower, which is the best place to add farms, so don't get me wrong. But these farms are not going to be the best food source. He's trying to get up, I'm guessing, a second TC after losing vills, so he doesn't really need it. The mass is bigger than Kiljardi. Now, the resource amounts have evened out. If you notice the resources per minute, Kiljardi is now leading on resources per minute. He is doing his own farm transition. No cow still from Kiljardi. Kiljardi is doing the no cow challenge, and now he's in the wood line. This is the only resource that Demu really has. The Javeliers are just opening up on the vills. Whoa, that's a lot of vill kills. Oh my goodness. What a raid from Kiljardi. He had all his units on the right side, looped units around the left side. Demu was not expecting it, and he is willing to throw all these units away because that was an amazing amount of vill kills. Wow. Kiljardi. We have elder violence on elder violence, and what is Demu doing? He's going imp. He's going imp. You might go, why is he going imp? He's getting attacked. Well, when House of Lancaster is running low on resources, they have this magical thing they can build called the Windguard Palace. And the Windguard Palace can create a lot of units for very cheap. So with the weakened eco, I have to answer a question. What? With the weakened eco, he can just go Windguard and use his eco to spam out groups of units cheaply. Uh-oh, and this is a big moment here. Kiljardi wants to drop imp on the center with the Fort of the Huntress, though Demu's units are there, so he can't drop it there yet. So he's bringing his force back to fight, so then he can drop the Fort of the Huntress on the center, secure the center sacred site. He's dropping a keep on the left sacred site, and I think what he's practically thinking is this game might be me winning by sacred site. I can't win this by pushing. He has a white tower. He has all these manors. I can't win by pushing, but I can win by sacred site denial. So getting that sacred site debuff, decapped does buy Demu a lot more time, because now he has the 10-minute mark once, or is it 15 minutes? I forget. Once, I think it's 10. It's 10 minutes. He has 10 minutes once the sacred site is taken, but Kiljardi is going to have 2 keeps up. Now here's the thing that Demu has on his side. One, he has 4 relics. He's getting Tithe Barns right now. It's gonna be great. He's getting Scuddage, which is now gonna make his manners are providing gold. So now Demu's eco is gonna be very, very good. His eco is gonna be very, very good passively. Even though Kiljardi's up 15 vills, Demu's eco is still gonna be very good. He's dropping a keep and securing the goal on the left side, which is huge for him. And now his eco is very compacted. There's a keep protecting the vills here. There's the white tower protecting the vills here. He literally has no other vills anywhere else in the map. They're all protected under these two fortifications. Now, while Demu's eco is, and he's dropping a second TC. So Demu's feeling very safe and cozy in his base right here. Now, the bonus he has is that he can get 8 Spearmen, 1 Earl's Guard for 450 resources. But also, he can get a Trebuchet for 400 resources. 2 spears, 2 crossbows, and a Trebuchet for 400 resources. So, the point I'm trying to make here is, these keeps are not necessarily long for this world. He can easily get Treb down these keeps. It's all going to be about, can Kiljardi create a large enough military to defend these sacred sites? And of course, he's going to want to get a keep on this right side sacred site as soon as possible, which he's trying to do. Still no cows from Kiljardi. He's made 7 cows, but I think he's just eating them. I don't know where though. He's eating the cows somewhere, folks. Oh no, he is. He's adding the ranches back here, but they're only 90 food a minute. While the manors provide 70 food a minute, but also 40 gold and 45. Ugh. So for raid pretty big. So for raid huge. Javelineers coming in picking vills under the keep because they can just eat these keep shots with their high ranged armor. Yeah, it's a few more vill kills, but that's a... Demu has 100 units, basically. 100 units is nothing to sniff at. That's a lot of units. So what Kiljardi's done is he has been constantly raiding, constantly around the map, and he has done vill kills, but he has been losing his military from these raids. Demu's just been building this military the entire time. Now he has 60 Billman spears, Billman reducing the enemy's armor by 1 when they attack, and that's just a lot of spears that Kiljardi really doesn't have a counter for. Now, Kiljardi, as he hits Imp, does get his second unit of choice. He goes Freeborn Warriors, which are great for resisting range attacks, but the issue actually being is that all these spears, Mansa Musafati actually might have been the play here, to be honest. And now this just feels like Demu's gonna win from just one big death ball push. Demu has just been biding his time here, binding, bidding, waiting. He's been waiting, taking his time. Doing the Lancaster thing of just slowly building that eco, getting your death ball comp. He's gonna get a 2 Rebaldaquins and a Culverin for 1,800 resources, which once again, insane value. So now these Rebaldaquins will do pretty good against sofas, though they will get sniped by Javelineers. The Culverin, though, is what he really wants to be able to start taking down the siege. I don't know, I think I would have gone Trebuchet if I was him, but Demu is a much better player than me, so he probably has his reasons for that. The Sacred Site timer's on 7 minutes. Man, if he had just prevented that decap in the middle, this actually might be a little bit more of a game, but right now, Demu has double the army of Kiljardi. Kiljardi's trying to find raids somewhere, but he's not making enough units. His production, he's still on about, let's see his production here. He's on 5 barracks, 4 archery, and just 4 stables. Demu is on 5 archery ranges, 5 barracks. He's on pure infantry this entire time. Culverin's coming in and starts shooting on the keep, and now he's getting ready to push. He has most of his upgrades. He's about to get the upgrade that's going to make his infantry very, very good, which is really important. Elite army tactics, and his spearmen will be very strong. I want to point out these manors. These manors are producing 165 resources a minute, and the cost for that investment is 300 resources. But if you look at the resources per minute, it's still not astronomically off base, but Demu is sitting pretty right now. And honestly, I like Demu's position here a lot. He's getting his Imperial upgrades and his research tech upgrades. Kiljardi does not have any, he has his Imperial upgrades, but he doesn't have his university techs. So the university techs are going to be a big separator here for Kiljardi. The fight is taken. The Elite Freeborn Warriors do have 10 ranged armor, so they are not dying to yeomen. And they are not dying to crossbows. What's interesting with the Freeborn Warrior, they're not a light or a heavy unit, so they don't get countered by crossbows, by archers. The only thing that really does good damage against them is hand cannoneers, or you're beating them with like men-at-arms. So big on the central stick right here. This is gonna be what's gonna win the game. For me, what's gonna win the game. I was just told I was too loud. Try to bring it down here a little bit. My wife is trying to work. I apologize to her. Yeah, this just looks like Demu's gonna roll this over. His army's just too big. I really like the comp from Kiljardi. He just didn't have enough. Demu just did such a good job being like, okay, I know my win condition. Get my eco safe under keeps. Get all my villagers near my safe part of my eco with the white tower and my keep. Build up my military, do a big push. Get the right comp, which was a lot of spears with yeomen in the background. And use the wind guard to really pump my unit numbers, because his eco took a little bit of a hit from the raids, but with the wind guard down, he was able to just produce spears like crazy. So he can do the 2 spears, 2 crossbows, and a trebuchet. He can do 6. He can do 8 spearmen, 1's Earl's Guard. So he just did the garrison command over and over and over again to get a lot of spears. And it worked. Now his spearman mass is huge, and he's able to easily push in. And this looks like it's going to be game over for Kiljardi. Here's the thing. I like Kiljardi's overall game plan. I thought it was really good for what Demu was trying to do with House of Lancaster. I feel like without a good push in Castle, or without a more dedication to build up a military to defend the sacred sites, that's what caused it to fall apart. But I like the overall strategy. It was good. It was a good game from Kiljardi. Good game, well played. But also the lack of cows really hurt. Now, actually, I like the Frimba Garrison for the sense of the Mansa Javeliers were huge, and the Freeborn Warriors were also very nice. But without a good cow boom, like if he had just got the cows up still, it would have been huge for his income. But it's... And I wonder if Kiljardi kind of raided too much. By that, I mean, like, since he never built up a mass, he kept on raiding, but then losing his raiding units. While Demu just kind of... Demu never raided. You notice that? Demu, not once did Demu raid. He just built his military and then did his big push in Imp. That's what makes Lancasters so frustrating in a way. That Demu could play that way, never raid, and just win. But that's Lancaster, baby. So this is just kind of like... This is Kiljardi just trying his best to figure out if there's a way back in, but... You know, Demu's not really one to throw a game once he's this far ahead, so I don't really expect that to happen. He is losing villagers to the cannon tower. Boom. Big cannon shot here. Hey! That's nice. That's nice. These Freeborn Warriors are interesting, though. So, the actual counter of Freeborn Warriors is mass men-at-arms. Spearmen do really well against them, too, which is why, like, his elite spears are actually pretty good against his Freeborn Warriors. But Mansa Javeliers and Freeborn Warriors, like, that's a nice comp with Sofa. That's good stuff. Honestly, really good stuff. Malians, I think, do have a little bit of a game plan against House of Lancaster, so that's an interesting one. You don't see Malians a lot on the ladder because I think they're such a unique civ. You don't see Malians a lot in tournaments because a lot of pros. I think that I think it's a little split on how good Malians are. I think the issue is that at the very, very top level, Malians have some extremely bad matchups, and especially against China, which is a really popular pick right now. So you just don't see people play them. You see the Canadian brothers play Malians a lot. They think Malians are very, very strong. But I think if House of Lancaster continues to be a very commonly picked civ, if people can kind of figure out the strategy against House of Lancaster, you might see Malians as like a counter pick to them. Because I think there's some real validity to the strategy, even though it didn't work this time around. We're just gonna speed it up here because I think this game's basically just waiting for Demu to finish the game. I don't want to leave just in case. Kiljardi's doing what you're supposed to do to try to come back, which is rally all your military to one spot, and he's trying to catch Demu's warriors separately. So whenever Demu sends small groups in, he's trying to kill those groups with his larger army. But the thing is that Demu's eco is so good that as long as he just keeps making units and not grossly throwing them away, I don't see how Kiljardi comes back here. 21 Freeborn Warriors, 14 Javelineers, a couple Mustafati gunners for looks. He dropped the pit mine. The keep was dropped next to the pit mine, so that's not gonna stay for very long. I'm gonna speed it back up again. Kiljardi still has no university techs, which is really painful because Demu has all the university techs. Look at these freeborn warriors just eat archer shots. Like, it's actually crazy how many shots they're eating. But the Republican here will do a lot of work against the freeborn warriors as well. Now, Javelineers, guys, if you're playing as Malians, Javelins are amazing against Siege. And that's game, really fun game to watch. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. If you're interested in coaching or my content, check out my YouTube, check out my coaching Discord. Well, you're on my YouTube right now, but check out my coaching Discord below the video. Check out my Twitch below the video as well. You can in the box below the video. And like and subscribe. It really helps the channel my size. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed. Let's check the total eco numbers. Woof. You know, Kiljardi got more gold, but a lot more stone from demo, a lot more wood, and that's really thanks to the manners. And another House of Lancaster win for demo. Enjoy, and good luck on your games.